Hello there, very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. It's another Wednesday night, and for those who are here for the first time, of course there are always first-timers, it's welcome on board. For the old-timers, it's good to have you here. For the last time on this platform for the year, I say Ramadan Mubarak for the first time, I hope the week started good. On the show tonight, tomorrow for taking as the Federal Executive Council shows the ghost of June 12th is finally laid to rest. Here at NTA, approach is to bring to you more of this historic event. Also tonight, we shall bring to you the latest on the APC National Convention. For the business-minded, this is the right place to be as we have business news and other business-related stories, health, entertainment, and of course the usual trip to the foreign scene. And the world of sports for football lovers, the World Cup starts tomorrow, and it won't be a bad idea to be around when we bring details to you. That's a quick look on the package tonight. Let's get to the nitty-gritty. I am Fatima Abbas Hassan, and this is News Extra. You're welcome. Over 185.2 billion naira is to be expended by the federal government on the construction, rehabilitation and repair of critical roads infrastructure across the country. The Federal Executive Council gave the approval at its weekly meeting this Wednesday, presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari. State House correspondent Adam Sambo reports that the council will also brief plans for the repatriation of $500 million abroad.
At the marathon meeting that lasted over 5 hours, members of the council once again deliberated extensively on the nation's road infrastructure as essential developmental arteries. Consequently, 14 roads across Nigeria in critical state of disrepair have been approved to be fixed.
Dualization of Jatu-Fuga Agenebode Road in Edo State, rehabilitation of Old Enugu-Port Harcourt Road, rehabilitation of Umulungwe-Umoka-Amoku Road, rehabilitation of Maiduguri-Monguno Road, rehabilitation of Nkwoyi-Akugweze in Anambra State, also for rehabilitation Mayobeowa-Jada-Ganye-Tongo Road in Adamawa State, and construction of Sabombini-Tusulu-Kuya-Maradi Junction in Sokoto State.
Also to be fixed are some roads in Yobe, Borno, Kwara, Ekiti, Ogun and Lagos states. 6.5 billion naira is also to be spent on the construction of a multi-purpose training and conference center for the Industrial Training Fund in Abuja.
All these strategies are an attempt to implement these are economic recovery and growth plan and to diversify the economy in a way that we can bring more and more of our people to have the skills that are needed to go to work. And some of the areas of interest that where we want to increase training, including the automotive skills sector, in ICT, in tiling, plasters of Paris, and that's POP, plumbing, GSM, and welding and fabrication, refrigeration and air conditioning, and so on.
The council also approved the draft food safety and quality bill, as well as the food safety institutional reform working document.
With the formal approval of these two documents, we will have a reduction in the incidence of foodborne illnesses through so many preventive controls that are already contained in the bill, and will also help us to support achievement of sustainable, effective food trade that will boost and enhance the national economy.
Also approved is the draft National Tobacco Control Regulation Bill.
We believe that once this is approved by the National Assembly, we will start seeing a lot of changes, effective ban on smoke areas in the country, and also you will notice different warning labels on tobacco products in Nigeria.
Of this part, the Federal Ministry of Justice secured the council's approval of a memorandum that seeks to strengthen preventive measures and institutions towards implementing President Muhammadu Buhari's London commitment on anti-corruption and open government partnership.
It's about strengthening and institutionalizing the transparency and accountability. All gets to fight against corruption, which contribute to the commitment of the President and his administration.
The Attorney General also briefed the Council on the report of the Global Forum on Assets Recovery, saying apart from the $322 million looted assets repatriated from Switzerland, processes relating to the recovery of additional $500 million are being concluded following engagements with other countries. The Council also approved the processing of the Copyright Act 2018 to strengthen, among others, the nation's copyright regime.
The essence of which is to give effect and protection to creative and intellectual property by way of ensuring at the end of the day punitive measures are indeed put in place for breaches relating to copyrights.
In the meantime, the Council has sanctioned the payment of 500 million naira to some lawyers as professional fees in respect of a legal challenge in which 300 billion naira has been agreed for settlement by the MTN, for which have been committed in conduct of its operations in Nigeria. For the State House, NTA News.
Well, June 12th is associated in many quarters with the struggle for democracy. Following years of military rule, the day is also synonymous with agitations and protests. After the announcement of the presidential election, which led MKO Abiola presumably won. For 25 years, the narrative has been that of struggle for the mandate of June 12th. With the wind of change, June 12th has now taken its pride of place following President Muhammadu Buhari's proclamation that it is Nigeria's Democracy Day. An action commended by Nigerians who are also happy with the honor on key personalities of the June 12th that include the late MKO Abiola. These are views shared on NTA's Current Affairs program Tuesday Live, as brought to us by Plateau PVC.
There is a general belief that the 1993 election was the fairest in Nigeria with overwhelming votes, but hopes were dashed with the announcement of the presidential election, given rise agitations and protest. Many voters as respected. Interestingly, 25 years down the line, President Muhammadu Buhari took a bold step with the transition of June 12 as Nigeria's Democracy Day. Key personalities struggle, National Honors Award, a feat many believe will further enhance democratic values in society and promote national cohesion and integration.
This is an watershed series for a new political hope aspiration, and this is a situation that has achieved the goal of integration of 1914 when two regions and Lagos colony were amalgamated.
We are turning to a new page for our country. I think of United Arab Emirates, where the king pulled together the conflicting groups and they started building their country, and now the whole world goes to that's going to be our story.
It is a new Nigeria. We thank President Muhammadu Buhari and his government for righting the wrong.
Though some critics see it as political calculation, others strongly believe that it is far from it. But still, a union better Nigeria.
He did not care about the election as a matter of fact. He told the right and expect that people like me vote for me.
Maybe there is need to have a Truth and Reconciliation Commission that could look at the whole gamut of June 12.
No doubt, many Nigerians are happy with the ongoing trends of good governance, particularly with President Muhammadu Buhari on behalf of government tendering an apology to the family of late MKO Abiola. Talati Izodike, NTA News.
In the meantime, President Muhammadu Buhari's recognition of the role played by MKO Abiola and others in the actualization of the June 12th presidential election and conferment of the highest national honors on them continues to receive wide commendations. However, lessons must be learned and a full inquiry into what took place 25 years ago must be conducted so that the nation can have a final closure on the chapter in Nigeria's history. These were some of the submissions by guests on NTA's program Good Morning Nigeria. Dennis Adekunle has the details.
The guests were in no doubt that the actions of President Muhammadu Buhari and his unprecedented apology to the families of MKO Abiola and others will go down in history as a moment when the president should be a true statement to the future of Nigeria at heart.
I feel very confident about the future of democracy in Nigeria. I was, and all of us in that hall were completely pleasantly surprised at the humility of the president to offer an apology, something we least expected from any government.
After 25 years waiting, it shows that freedom comes by struggle. So with the announcement of President Muhammadu Buhari's government, one will want to give kudos to him and to the government.
As monumental as events of recent days have been, the guests, however, suggest more still needs to be done to inform Nigerians about events surrounding the June 12, 1993 election, and bring the whole sequence of events to a logical and acceptable conclusion.
We want a judicial commission of inquiry to ascertain what happened that MK Abiola was liquidated 4 years even after, during incarceration. So the unity, the national reconciliation, the healing that we want to galvanize through this gesture of the president will now be fulfilled.
The most important closure we can bring is to completely avoid impunity in our political system. That votes cast for a candidate will not count. That must be eliminated from our lexicon, eliminated from our political practice, eliminated from our possible options in our democracy.
Reflecting on what has been the most free, fair and credible election in the nation's history, the guests stressed that lessons must be learned by imbibing the spirit of such an election, which would also serve as a befitting memorial to MKO Abiola. Dennis Adekunle, NTA News.
Well, against the backdrop of the posthumous award conferred on MKO Abiola from the 1993 presidential election saga, what has become the crux of the matter is the election result that has been an issue of contention over the years. One key player in the conduct of the June 12th election by the National Electoral Commission was the spokesman of the commission, Dr. Tony Iradia. He spoke with Dele Atumbi on this and other issues.
Trailing the purported non-declaration of the June 12, 1993 presidential election, unknown to many, went through due process as required by law and was brought to the public domain.
The results were made public, but not in the form that everybody expected. People expected that somebody would stand up and say, I, so and so, declare, and so on and so forth. That did not happen because of the circumstance of the time. But the results were made public. Presenting a case before a court, you have to put all your documents into it and swear to an affidavit, presenting your suit. And one of the major things we attached to our case was the result of the election. So if the result was presented to a court of law, it means that the result was in the public domain.
Are there lessons to be learned by Nigeria's political elites to better the country's democratic system?
Let election be free and fair, right? Let what happened in the past, specifically 1993, not happen again. So that when we conduct elections, people should have confidence in the elections we conduct.
Tony Iradia, a former Director General of the NTA, also has a word of caution for the political elites and democratic system itself for credible elections in the future.
Today, there's electioneering all over the country. But the Electoral Act says that that should not happen until 90 days before the election. But it's already happening now because the politicians have a way of diverting every person's attention to politics because it pays them. But that should change the country because during electioneering, development is put on hold.
The recognition of June 12 presidential election and the government's apology by President Muhammadu Buhari are considered by analysts as watershed in the political history of Nigeria. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
And in other political developments in the country, the APC National Convention is almost here with us. It would be foolhardy to think that there will be no wheeling and dealing. Now, the Progressives Governors Forum is a powerful bloc that cannot be ignored. It is therefore a smart move that the President sat down with members of the forum to fine-tune strategies towards moving the party and Nigeria forward. Ali Kabir tells us about the meeting which took place when such meetings usually take place.
The meeting of the governors of all Progressives Congress and President Muhammadu Buhari, which lasted for about 2 hours behind closed doors, was specifically aimed at charting the best way forward for the party and the nation. Addressing journalists on the outcome shortly after the meeting, the chairman, Progressives Governors Forum, and the governor of Imo State, Rochas Okorocha, explained that the governors remain resolute in serving their people, adding that APC as a political party is becoming more stronger and better, which is why they have come to brief the president.
The progressive governors come around to see Mr. President, to review issues as it affects our party. The chairman and also people will be proud of the APC's outcome.
We usually meet with him from time to time to rub minds and discuss issues that concern our party and the country. And we equally came to appreciate him for the wonderful investiture that we had today of Chief MKO Abiola.
The governors added the arrangements on ensured a hit-free party convention capable of responding to the yearnings and aspirations of Nigerians.
And he wished all of us well, and then he made us to understand that we should approach the convention in unison, and then we all agreed that we're going to go in there in unison and we're going to come off stronger.
From the State House, Ali Kabir, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the national leader of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has endorsed the candidature of former Edo State Governor, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, ahead of the 2018 APC National Convention. Tinubu says the former Labour leader has the capacity to steer the affairs of the APC in a progressive manner and sustain good governance.
Here is part of the Constitution. And we are concerning. What is politics?
The Adams Oshiomhole campaign office alongside the national leader for some APC governors, including that of Masawa, Ondo, Ogun, and Kogi and Kebbi states.
We are all confident that party is a structure that is necessary for the continuous evolution and maintenance of democracy.
I know for me and for us in Ogun State, we are supporting him.
And by seeing me here, it means that all the votes from Kano State will go to our candidate, the former governor of Edo State.
The National Convention of the APC is scheduled to hold on the 23rd of June 2018. There's no gainsaying that 2019 is not far away. And for those who are patriotic and want to vote, the time to prepare by getting the almighty permanent voter card is now. However, it is worrisome that in Plateau, out of the 120,000 cards waiting for collection, only about 15,000 have been collected. I can bet you that when it is a few weeks to election, that's Nigerians who seem to have last-minute rush will be screening for their cards. Nenrot Nina Dinget tells us the Plateau experience as INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner Halilu Pai tours Jos North and Jos South local government areas.
Resident Electoral Commissioner INEC Plateau State Malam Halilu Pai made his first stop at the Jos South INEC office, where he supervised the ongoing exercise of the registration, distribution and collection of the permanent voters' cards. The turnout was impressive, with the workers busy with the exercise. Electoral officer at the Jos South INEC said that so far 10,854 persons have been registered in the second quarter, while the distribution of cards amounts to 4,689. The Jos North office observed that the turnout was not as high as that of Jos South. The Assistant Electoral Officer, Ibrahim Kantik, informed the Commissioner that the collection of PVCs is done at the local government office, while the registration exercise is at the Apaka and Tudunwada wards.
Distribution started on the 21st of May. We collected 15,154, and so far we have distributed 1,918.
Some PVC recipients speak on the process.
I was here an hour ago, and they followed due process, and I think I'm okay with the process. It's hectic, it's okay.
The REC, in giving an overview of the supervision exercise, expressed optimism that a reasonable percentage will be achieved, especially in the cosmopolitan area, but expressed concern at the rural areas, especially with the rainy season.
There is no collection by proxy. It has to be collected in person, and before the collection, the person will sign and will also complete, and we even put the date so that anybody who is denying it has not collected, evidence will be provided.
INEC has expressed its readiness for the distribution and registration exercise. The plea is for the public to come to various offices to do the needful. In Jos,
insecurity is a sure way of driving away direct foreign investment in any country. Nigeria has had its fair share of insecurity, and we cannot say we have not lost out on one or two deals because of it. But all that seems to be changing with the efforts of the federal government, what with Boko Haram considerably degraded. Calmness in the Niger Delta region and security operations in other areas with security challenges. That's why President Buhari was confident when he told members of the diplomatic corps who broke Tuesday's Ramadan fast with him that the issue of insurgency will be brought to complete end. State House correspondent Adam Musambo was there, and he tells us more.
Breaking the Ramadan fast with members of the diplomatic corps demonstrates Nigeria's commitment towards maintaining friendly and harmonious relationship with their respective countries. President Buhari asked the envoys to convey Nigeria's appreciation to his colleagues for supporting the economic diversification drive, the fight against corruption and insecurity, as well as the core objectives of the economic recovery and growth plan. He said with Boko Haram now degraded and normalcy being gradually restored in the northeast, efforts are now intensified on the rehabilitation and reintegration of the affected communities.
Let me assure you that government is making every effort to bring the issue of insurgents to a complete end. With peace comes development. As you are aware, this administration has taken bold initiatives to reposition the Nigerian economy on the path of sustainable growth and development. In the preceding years, Nigeria has continued to witness political stability and economic prosperity. I wish to assure Your Excellencies that we remain committed to creating an enabling environment to attract foreign direct investment and boost private sector engagements between Nigeria and your respective countries.
And as the African Union Anti-Corruption Champion for the year 2018, President Buhari is counting on the support of the envoys in tackling the menace headlong to bring about development, prosperity, and well-being of the people.
If we do not kill corruption, corruption will kill us. Corruption undermines development and impedes democracy and the rule of law. Let me conclude once again by reiterating our commitment towards peace, security, and development under auspices of ECOWAS, the African Union, and the United Nations.
The doing of the diplomatic corps and Cameroonian ambassador to Nigeria, Salahuddin Abbas Ibrahim, on behalf of the envoys, commended President Buhari for restoring the nation's hope and confidence in governance, as well as making their stay more eventful, memorable, and impactful. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
What is Nigeria's booming white gold? Find out this and other stories coming up after this time out. Just stay with us.
A famous boxer once said, "The fight is won once you step into the ring." It takes massive investment, dedication, never backing down. In 2005, Glow invested in the world's only privately owned undersea data cable, then connected this to its extensive fiber optic network throughout Nigeria, delivering flexible and affordable data and generous airtime bonuses for everyone. You see, it's not what you step into the ring with that makes you the master. It's everything you did to get you there. Glow Yakata. Get up to 6 gigabytes free data every month for 6 months and 2,200 Naira bonus for every 100 Naira recharge to call all networks where talkers and browsers live. The largest data network, Glow, Grandmasters of Data.
For years, the defunct Nigerian Telecommunications Limited, NITEL, abandoned this large portion of land located along Pompomari Bypass in Maiduguri. Now, as part of its ongoing building of new schools, the Borno State government lawfully acquired this land through negotiations. The land is being used for the construction of an ultra-modern boarding primary and junior secondary school that is designed to cater for another 2,400 school-aged children from all parts of the state. These children were orphaned by Boko Haram's systematic abductions and killings. When completed, this school is expected to give hope to child victims of terror. This is another legacy of Governor Kashim Shettima.
Whenever pain occurs, you want quick relief. Try new Nurofen Express. It goes to the source of pain and gets to work in under 15 minutes. That's why Nurofen Express delivers fast and effective relief. New Nurofen Express works at the source of pain, fast.
Being a mom is great, but when your child has fever, you don't know what to do. I trust Nurofen for Children to take care of my child's pain and fever.
Effective relief you can trust.
The Federal Ministry of Health announces the commencement of the technical session of the 61st National Council on Health meeting, holding in Kano, Kano State. Date, Tuesday 19 to Wednesday 20th June 2018. Venue, Coronation Hall, Government House, Kano, Kano State. Time, 9 a.m. daily. Theme, the second National Strategic Health Development Plan, a roadmap for achieving universal health coverage. All permanent secretaries of the 36 states, ministries of health, Secretary of Health, FCT, and all stakeholders are expected to be in attendance. Mr. Clement Uwaifo, Permanent Secretary, announcer.
There is a reason Africa is called the new frontier. What was once potential is now an opportunity ready to be seized. Once revered for our resources, today's wealth lies in our people. People who build the cities that shape the future. People who know an idea in one place means business in another. A generation for whom technology means there are no borders, no boundaries. We are the new lions in a brave new world, kings of the urban jungle. There's a bank that puts the world in our pocket and the future in our hands. UBA, Africa's global bank.
The petroleum tanker drivers of Nupeng, in collaboration with the Federal Road Safety Corps, felicitate with all Muslim faithfuls as we celebrate Eid al-Fitr to mark the end of Ramadan. In line with the spirit of Ramadan, we all are enjoined to ensure tolerance to others and obedience to the rule of law. Drive safely as you travel. Ensure your vehicles are in roadworthy condition. Don't drink and drive, overspeed, overload, or use cell phones while driving. And always wear your seat belts. Your life is valuable to your loved ones and the nation. For any emergencies, please call 122. Happy Eid al-Fitr. This message is from the petroleum tanker drivers of Nupeng.
Do you know that the Nigerian police now operates in the best international practices of policing? Do you know that the Nigerian police has been restructured to be more accountable and responsive to all security challenges? Now, what the police demand from you is your trust, collaborative efforts by providing necessary information